Hello, my friends. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sheree, and today I am working on a journal cover. This is going to be for next year, but when I was putting away, I'm doing videos where I'm crafting and organizing my Christmas stash, junk journal stash, crafty stash for next year, and I found this box that I had made into a cover. And I kind of forgot about it. I forgot it was in there. It was kind of buried in this bin that I'm working on reorganizing right now. I have 3 bins in a drawer that I'm trying to go through and see what I have for next year. Certainly don't need anything else for next year. I hope I don't get too much more. So, as far as buying anything. But, there's always something, isn't there? So anyway, I couldn't leave this box alone. I could have just put it back in the bin, and I could have said, oh, I'll deal with that next year, but I just couldn't. I just kept on thinking about it. And so the first thing I did was I had it so that it would have a spine, and this was the side of the boxes that I put together, and that was going to be the spine. But I decided to make it into a single signature journal. So I just took it and I pushed the spine together like that, flat. And then this was another box. It was 2 different boxes I put together, 2 vintage boxes that I got at a thrift store. So here's where I put the two side pieces together, and I'll probably put a little something here, a little trim or rickrack or something. I'm not going to do that today. Today I'm just going to, I wanted to go ahead because I just wanted to see what it looked like. It looked kind of boxy, if you know what I mean. It looked like, almost like you could tell it was a box, right? So I rounded the corners, and I think that helped a lot if you want to make a journal out of a box. Maybe if you have a corner rounder. Mine did not have a problem rounding these corners, so I went ahead and did that. So anyway, now I want to go ahead, just again, getting it ready for next year, so I can pull this out, add some pages, whatever, and be ready to go with a journal for next year, whenever that is, July, Christmas in July, or whenever I make Christmas journals, October, whatever. So this is the paper I picked out for the inside, this red. The front is so red and green traditional that I had to pick out something red for the inside. I looked through all my papers and wrapping paper too, and I just decided this is cardstock, and I just decided this was the best. It will strengthen it. It will, you see how this kind of bends here where the 2 boxes were put together, like right here. So that will hold that, this, since I'm putting cardstock here, that will hold that flat. So that is another reason I'm using this cardstock. So I'm going to measure out 2 pieces here to go ahead and put this together for next year, because now I'm just, it was kind of fun the way I did it this year as far as Christmas journals. If you make journals and you're kind of like, feel like you're making them at the last minute and everything, and rushing and trying to get them into, if you have an Etsy shop or eBay, wherever you sell them, so many different places you can sell them. You can even just sell them on YouTube. But anyway, whatever. The way I did it this year was, let me get this cut so I can think about this for a second, then I'll continue my little story. But yeah, I'm just measuring this way with the actual cover. I think that's a good way to do it. This particular piece of cardstock is double-sided. I have a whole pack of this same design, double-sided. I got it Tuesday morning a couple years ago. And I just thought it was a very, even though it had, say, I don't know how many pieces were in there. Just say there was, I don't know how many there was. It was a very inexpensive, and just say there was 12 pieces. Why can't I get this in here? There we go. Okay. Just say there were 12 pieces, but it was just a very good, pretty generic Christmas design that I thought I could use. Well, this is not fitting with this, I guess. So let me rethink this for a second here. I'm going to make a little mark, since this is the back side and we're not using it anyway. Oh my goodness, I have to turn off my heater in here. I'm getting really hot. I have a sweatshirt on, as you can see. pretty blue one. It's new. I got it from, actually, this is a really pretty hoodie. If you can see the blue here, you see how pretty blue, what a pretty blue that is? I got it from Temu. A really beautiful, soft sweatshirt, or hoodie. Just 1 second. It was pretty chilly in the house this morning, but now, oh, what was the degrees this morning? I don't know, 45. So, you know, not freezing, but kind of chilly. And then, but it's supposed to get up to 61 today. So apparently it's getting warmer outside because it's getting warmer in here too, and especially with the heater on there. Okay, I got a little mark there. Now I can cut. But yeah. So let me get this cut straight, and then I'll finish my story about making my journals this year, my Christmas journals. Okay, so that's that. And I don't know what kind of pockets I want yet. I just want to get this lined and ready for next year. Why? Because I don't know, I just couldn't put it away the way it was. I just wanted to have some fun decorating. Finishing this cover for next, not finishing it, but at least starting it. You know, so yeah, I did some, a few Christmas journals in Christmas in July, which I never did before. And that was a lot of fun. And then I made a few more in like October, November. November's almost over, so I'm kind of like, done. I feel like I'm done. I feel like I've got it out of my system, making Christmas journals. Although I could go on making more. I just, I sell them, so at a certain point, they're not going to sell because it's too close, it gets too close to Christmas. At least that's my experience. So, all right, this time it's going through here. Isn't that weird? Okay, so I'm going to do this. Let me pull this off of here. Cut this. So this is for the back cover. Make sure it's tucked up there real tight. Cut. Okay, and this is an all-over pattern. It doesn't matter which way you cut it. This side anyway with the snowflakes. So this is going to fit supposedly right here. Let's see how I did. A little short, a little long. Oh, it looks good. It's a little long here. Yeah, a little sliver off the bottom. I think this right here looks pretty tight. I need a little sliver off the bottom though. Let me do that because I want to round the corners before I put it down. Otherwise, it is going to be pretty much impossible for me to round the corners. I think anyway, to round the corners after, because it's going to be too thick to fit into my corner rounder. So yeah, just a little tiny sliver off the bottom, and we should be good to go. Yep, needs a little, like the tiniest of slivers, which is, a little hard to do, but I'm going to go for it. But anyway, yeah, Christmas in July, and then a few in October, November. And now I can work on organizing and having just some fun instead of, trying to get journals into my shop before it's too late. I've already done them, sold them, and now I can have some fun just Christmas crafting, and organizing my Christmas stash, which I think, I'm really enjoying. So, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. So, I don't know, it just worked out really well for me. And my, I guess how I like to do things. I don't like December to be stressful, trying to do too much. So, it worked out for me. I'm just telling you how it worked out for me in case, maybe that would help somebody out there this year or next year. Okay, so there we go. We got my rounded corners. We got our piece for this side. I'm going to go ahead and glue this side down, and I'm going to have fabric in the middle of the inside and the outside, and we're going to do that today too. So let me get I got this little Fabri-Tac here that I'm using at the moment. I'm going to use that. I have my glue spreader here. I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this. It's cardboard. It's a cardboard. It's pretty thick too, cardboard cover here. The gift box, that vintage gift box. I don't know if this is thick cardboard, pretty thick. I think, you know, they don't make them like that now. They're more like cardstock now. They're not cardboard. So that's one way I guess you can maybe tell that it's vintage if you find the cardboard, actual cardboard boxes. And this was a package that was never opened. So yeah, I was very fortunate to find it when a year or two ago at a thrift store. I think it was possibly 2 years ago. And I did make one journal out of it when I first got it, brought it home, and sold that year. But I just, you know, I have never run into gift, you know, vintage gift. I've run into gift boxes, but not vintage gift boxes since then. But I mean, I wouldn't decline to make a gift box journal with, you know, a gift box that's brand new that I like, you know, if you really like what's on it, you know, whether it's retro, vintage, Victorian, you know, they still make all that stuff and put it on a gift box or whatever. So, you know, if you love it and you want to make a journal out of it, go right, you know, go for it, I say. So, as you see, I didn't spread the glue out, so, but I think I had enough on there to, and this is not anything that you can see through, so I wasn't worried about streaks or anything. And so, it'll be like this. Oh, I put that on the front. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to need to trim it, though. It didn't fit right here. Wait, let me see. Let me see. No, that's already down. Okay, we're good. We're okay. I'm glad I said that. I told you. I mean, you could see, but I told you it was non-directional. You know, it's like everybody, especially on video, when you're talking. That's why I was like, let me be quiet and measure this for a second here so I can get this right. I still did it wrong. After I started talking again, you know, maybe I can't talk and craft at the same time sometimes. But here we go. We're fixing it. We're fixing that. It was just a little piece there and a little bit here. Just trimming. I'm not going to go, you know, I'm not going to try not to cut the box itself because that's all even. Just cutting off a little strip of paper there. It'll be all good when I'm done, especially. So let me cut this little tiny strip off here, and we'll measure another piece for the other side. It all works out in the end, doesn't it? All right, there we go. And it's beautiful, of course. Yeah, I just had to go all out red here on the inside. I have several. I have a pink. You know, my paper is all together in one, you know, the paper bins, they're like 12 by 12. It's all full of paper, one of those. That's all the Christmas paper I have, just one of those full. So there's about, I want to say 4 paper pads in there, maybe 5, I'm not sure. But I know there's some red and green type, and then there's there's a pink themed one too. And then there's this little pack like I just showed you. And then there's a new one that I haven't opened. I don't believe I've opened it yet, so I'm not going to open that. I don't know if I got that this year or I already had it. I think I didn't buy any. Yeah, I didn't buy. It was hard, but I steered away from buying any Christmas paper pads this year because I knew I had that bin full and I needed to use it. Okay, that looks beautiful. It's all good. Like I said, I'm putting fabric here. So let's get this one, measure again for the back. You know, I mean, the back's and the front's pretty much the same. I just don't take that for, you know, for granted that it's the same. I always measure it separate because the second you measure it and you think it's the same, it's different. So that's happened to me before. Or when I first started making junk journals, I tried to do the back and the front the same. I was like, oh, no, that is not the same. So I always measure them separate now. Okay, so I need a little sliver. Let me make a mark here. And it's going to be right here. Then I need to cut this. It's kind of a big sliver. Not really, but you know, compared to the other sliver we made, it's twice as big as the last sliver we did. So let's cut this off. So, not sure what day I'll publish this video, but super excited to have time off for Thanksgiving. You know, I haven't, I started a new job over a year ago now, like over a year ago in August. I was there a year in August, 1 year in August, so it's been over a year now. And so this is my second like holiday season at my job. And we get, you know, we get vacation. We actually get sick days. My last job, we didn't get sick days. We got only vacation days. So it's, you know, like, ooh, maybe I'll take a sick day. But, you know, knock on wood, thank God I haven't been sick. So I haven't had to use any of my sick days. And, I mean, we don't really they don't really call them personal days. I don't think they call them sick days. They call them vacation days. So, and I will be taking a vacation, so I will use some of my vacation days. But since I haven't taken any sick days, I just have gotten days off when there's a holiday or something. Whenever there is a holiday or I get a day off for whatever, you know, holiday or whatever we have days off for, I'm just so excited to have a day off. So I get really excited on my days off and look forward to lots of crafting. Okay, that looks good. It looks perfect. Let's do our rounded corners. And we're going to do the fabric too, like I said. So, okay, this is non-directional, so I can punch whichever. I think I can pinch whichever side. I'll see how this one goes down. All right. So if you see me using any tools during my videos, I have an Amazon affiliates list in my description box. Just hit the little more or, you know, the title, and it should open up. And you'll see my Amazon list down there somewhere. It's pretty long. And I'm just pointing it out because, you know, if you have a question about anything I'm using here in this video, or I was thinking that if you want to get a gift for a junk journal person or a paper crafting person, you could also get ideas from that list, because I try to list like my basic tools that I started with, plus new tools that I buy, you know, type of thing. I think I actually do have some paper pads that somebody asked me about one time, scrapbook paper pads. They asked me about, I think I have some of those listed. So, and if there's anything I don't have listed and I got it on Amazon, I'll be glad to send you a link. If I got it somewhere else or I don't remember where I got it, or I got it at a thrift store, then that's a different story. But if I got it on Amazon, I'll be glad to list it. And if you go through my link, I really appreciate it. I earn a few cents from that. So, you know, it does add up a little bit, you know. Every little bit helps, I always say. Why not? You know. So, hello, Sheree. You were yelling at me. I heard you. Thank you. Thank you for those of you that were yelling at me. I was starting to glue it upside down. Did you see that? Oh, my goodness. I got to stop talking. Okay, no more talking, Sheree. What's going on? Oh, my goodness. You guys were yelling at me. I heard you so loud. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The vibes were coming through the camera here. Okay, I did it right. Yay. No, I had to do this, though. This little book cover was just screaming at me to do something with it. And I'm not putting anything else on the cover, on the front cover, as far as like in the middle of the cover, like a focal point or anything. This looks really beautiful, doesn't it? I love it. Just snowflake heaven there. So yeah, you've got joy. You've got the little like holly berry leaves or whatever, evergreen leaves, and the Santa. So, you know, I don't want to cover that up. But like I said, I'll put something there. But that looks beautiful. Let's do the fabric real quick, and then I'll be able to put this away for next year and then fill it up quick as a bunny, maybe in July of next year. And that's the plan anyway, unless it changes. You never know. I do tend to change my mind sometimes. That's my prerogative, right? As a person. Okay, and I picked out this red. It's got like little, it's red with like, they almost look like pink polka dots. It's probably white though, but white polka dots. I'm going to cross over here a little bit so I got a nice little bit, like an inch on either side. I think it'll tear this way. I think, yeah, I've torn it here, so like an inch on either side here should do it. On the outside and inside. We'll see if this will wrap around. Alright, see, I've got a big piece of this. That's all I have of it, but it is a big piece. And it is from a thrift store. That was from a thrift store, believe it or not. Yes. It's a good generic red piece. I should actually keep it out. And it was in my Christmas stash. I should actually keep it out because it doesn't have to be Christmas. But I have another solid red piece in there too that I put in there because, you know, all the patterns, I have some pattern pieces, but they wouldn't go with this. So sometimes you need a, you know, more solid piece to go with your patterns like this. So let me start on the outside here. See, it folds right there. This is the fold we want to do on the outside. Let me just see if this will wrap around. So I'll be going right here. I feel like this really does need strengthening because from folding, I think back and forth, it is even though I've got it doubled with the other piece, you know, this is doubled just from the box. But the fold right here, I feel like it could get weak after time, or, you know, after a good time. And so I wouldn't want to take a chance on it, you know, coming apart or anything. So this will strengthen that on the inside and outside. So will it wrap around? See, it's not quite long enough. I think I'll go ahead and glue this down, though, and just put a little patch here. I mean, this is going to be pretty much covered up anyway. I mean, I could do it separate. Maybe I'll do it separate. Yeah, I'll do it separate. I'll do it separate just so you have one solid piece here. But I'm going to cut a little piece here across the top. So we'll have a little fold up piece across from the, you know, that way you get it folded over the top, which strengthens that and gives it a nice finished look. So, yeah, we'll make it nice. We'll make it nice. Like, you don't have to do it this way. You could have just, if you're making one and you just want to patch that little spot, that's perfectly fine. I just decided to do it this way. Okay, so for this, I want to make sure I don't put glue where I don't want it. So I'm going to hold my fabric here so I can see how wide it is. And I can always add glue on the edges and just try to kind of get the middle first. You know what I mean? So I don't put too much glue. So that's what I'm going to do. So, and this is where I'm going to get in trouble because I just recovered my desk here. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way and kind of do a straight line down, straight line down. And then I'll go in on the edges and glue those down. And I could even end up sewing. Yeah, I probably will sew on here. I can sew through this cover. So I probably will sew on here. Okay, I'm going to get enough glue on here so it will solidly glue this part that I'm gluing down right now on, but I do want to smear it out because I don't think it'll show through this. But this way it'll get a nice solidly glued surface there with glue everywhere, or pretty much everywhere. And yeah, I'm just spreading it out where I see blank spots. And that way we'll have glue all over. There's a little bit of glue on my desk. Let's get it off before it dries. Okay, so right in the middle where that bend is. Okay, a little bit up over the top, about an inch over the top, inch over the bottom. And press it all down. Let me get my glue protection here. Right, I have one of these too from Dollar Tree. A little cutting pad from Dollar Tree that I use to protect my surface. So now I can go back in and get my edges here. That way I feel like I have more of a chance of not getting too much glue where I don't want it. So let's do that. Okay. I don't think I really need to spread that out. Let me see. No, I can't see. I cannot see any glue streaks through this fabric, so good there. Now let me see if the edge is glued down. It is, okay, and I don't see any glue seeping out, so we did a good job there. And this side, yeah, it needs a little bit there, just a little bit though. Like, I gotta really be careful over here because I just need a little bit right there. Kind of like just tuck the glue under the edge, go all the way up, and I see a string here that's starting to come off, so let me get that out of the way. And then we'll press this down. Oops, it's stuck with me. I don't like that. Get off me. Get off me. I hate that when something sticks to you that you're trying to throw out. Paper, strings, thread. Okay, let's see how it bends. Yeah, it looks beautiful. I could put another something here, trim or rickrack. We'll see. Maybe a green rickrack would look good. I might decide on that next year though. For right now, I just wanted to see what this looked like with rounded corners and the cover kind of, you know, like this lined and everything. So I just couldn't put it away without doing this, what I'm doing right now. So let's put this little piece here, and this little bend will all be protected when it does become a journal. Okay, that is all flat. Let's do this top piece, and I'll show you what it looks like in case you were wondering what I was talking about, why I had to have this piece over the top. In case you're new to junk journaling or whatever, making journals, learning how to make journals. I forget that people may be just learning what a junk journal is when you've been making junk journals for, you know, a good while, like years. You forget that there are people out there that are just figuring out what a junk journal is. So, all right, so like I wanted to do that because see how it is folded over the top now? You got that nice finished look over the top instead of having exposed cardboard right there. You have, plus it's protected, but you just have that nice finished look over that part. Okay, so now we're going to put a piece here. So since this didn't fit, we'll put that somewhere else, but we'll get another piece here. So let me get my fabric. This piece is the side the other side is the side I tore. So let's get rid of this. I don't mind fraying, so in fact I like it. So I kind of always try to. It looks so much better than cutting, unless you're going to cover up the cut. It just looks so much better if you want to leave a raw edge when it's frayed. Okay, so I'm going to measure top to bottom. I'm going to put a whole piece that covers up these and this whole inside. So top to bottom, we go about right here. Make a little cut here. Right there. And then our width, I'm going to make another little cut where we need to tear right here. I'm going to tear that, another piece. Okay, still have a lot. I mean, just this is like what, a quarter of a yard or something, and you just don't need a lot of fabric. You know, fat quarter is usually maybe a couple fat quarters depending where you're putting the fabric. Is all you need for one junk journal. If you're putting fabric on the inside and outside to cover the whole inside and outside, it's about this size, you would need 2 fat quarters. Okay, so here's my little cut that I just made. Let's see if that'll tear. Sometimes they don't tear both ways, but this one is, okay. Most cottony fabric will, but some of it won't tear either way, but most of it, 99.9% will at least tear one way. Okay, here's our piece that we're using. So we're going to go ahead and do our inside piece here. So again, Fabri-Tac glue. If you want, this glue is, you know, if you're new to learning about junk journals, yes, the glue is a little expensive, but it goes a long way, and it lasts me a long time. Both all the types of glue, except for my glue sticks, I really go through those depending if I'm using up book pages. If I'm not doing book pages and working with napkins, I don't use, I'll go for a period where I don't use any glue sticks, and then all of a sudden I'll be like using glue sticks, and I'll just use up a ton of glue sticks. But anyway, the more expensive glues like Fabri-Tac and Art Glitter Glue, yes, they're a little pricey, but they're, they do all the things we want them to do. They hold things down permanently forever, as far as I know and can tell. And they dry fast. And they last me a long time because it's not like you use, a ton of it on every project or whatever. It lasts me a long time. So, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so top to bottom, I'm going to just put this down even with those pieces that we already have on there. And this is really working out great, my little $1.25 tool from the Dollar Tree that I've been spreading the glue with instead of getting glue all on my fingers, which I don't mind, but I do mind at the same time because it's hard to keep on crafting when you have glue all over your fingers. And it seems to, I seem to have been able to kind of pretty much peel it off of here. In fact, I need to be careful I don't get glue on my table from that. Yeah, there's none there. Okay, so I'm going to press this down real good. You can use a roller, you can use your fingers, you can use whatever. Some people use the side of their scissors like this, just whatever. I just use my fingers for this usually. And there we go. And so this inside piece is sticking up a little bit. I'm going to cut it off. If you don't mind that, you can leave it, but I want it to be like if it was more frayed and if it was even, I might like it, but it's a little crooked and it's not frayed. It's just a piece of fabric sticking up there. So I'm going to cut it even right here. Cut that little strip off there. Even though we measured, we still have a little strip, which is okay. It's fine. Okay, so I did it. We did it. We did it together. And this is what I wanted to do. I just couldn't wait to see what it looked like as a journal cover. I couldn't wait till next year. I wanted to just go ahead and do something to it now. So there it is so far. Now, like I said, maybe a little something here. Definitely a little something here because I don't like how that looks. So there's going to definitely be, maybe I can picture green rickrack right there. I think that'll look really pretty. And yeah, I think that's enough for this video because it's probably getting long enough. So we just did this piece in here. So I saw a little wrinkle there starting, so let me press that down. But I probably should let it dry without messing with it too much, but I guess it's good too. And you'll have papers taking up this whole kind of center piece here. So, and if there is a wrinkle, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. I think I need a little bit of glue right there. But other than that, the edges are good. The edges are down solid. Except for this piece right here. Okay. And there we go. We made us a cover out of a gift box. A little bit right here too. See that? You can just go like that and leave it. It's perfectly fine. But with use of the journal, I wouldn't want it to be, I don't know. It'll be a little neater if it just, if you're using the journal and it starts just looking like that. I kind of would rather have it down than up. So if I put a little glue in there, then it should just stay down. Okay, and I can put trim in here too if I want to. I kind of really like it like that. If I put trim in here, I would probably put white trim with all the red and white in here. I would probably put white, but I want to figure out the pockets and stuff for next year. But I think I'm going to do that next year. I want to let the inspiration for that hit me next year. But this was already hitting me, so I had to do this year. So I'm really kind of like dying to put something there, though. I want to see what that looks like. So I might do that off video and show you later. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's little crafty project where I'm organizing and putting away my crafty stash and just having some Christmas crafty fun while I organize my Christmas crafty stash. So anyway, thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. That will be tomorrow. I'll see you then.